Hello, I'm currently in Melbourne, the wonderful, harmonious, peaceful Melbourne, where everything is just hunky-dory. A little bit of a story for you. In 2005, I was coming out of Flinders Street Station over there, and I was on my way to my place of employment, which was Crown Casino, where I worked as a Nicolas Cage cashier. So I came out of that... No, sorry, correction, I worked as a Cage cashier. Got Nicolas Cage on the brain, sorry. Anyway, I was coming out of there, and I was going to cross over that footbridge, but I couldn't, because it was blocked off, and there was a helicopter flying, just hovering just above the bridge, just like there's a couple hovering above my head right now. And it was the filming of Ghost Rider. I didn't know what was going on, but it looked pretty exciting, not something you see every day. And then I carried on to my boring job at Crown Casino. And I thought to myself, how exciting! Wow, a Nicolas Cage movie, here set in Melbourne. I mean, you can't go wrong with a Nicolas Cage movie, right?
I never misspelled anything! Not once, not one time!
What the hell was that? Anyway, where else did they film Ghost Rider? Let's go find out.
Ghost Rider is an American comic book superhero film released in 2007. It stars Nicolas Cage as Johnny Blaze, also Eva Mendes, Sam Elliott, Peter Fonda, and Wes Bentley, among others. This is not to be confused with the 1943 action thriller The Ghost Rider. Most of the film takes place in a city in the state of Texas, USA, but it was filmed in prominent Melbourne locations during its 6-month shoot in the first half of 2005, with some scenes filmed at the Docklands Film Studios. The fact that the film is set in Texas but it's so clearly Melbourne is a little jarring for me, but probably not for the rest of the world. Many Melbourne landmarks can be seen quite clearly. This is not uncommon in films. Stanley Kubrick shot Eyes Wide Shut in London, even though the film is set in New York. The Matrix was set in an unnamed American city, but filmed in Sydney.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. When you're inside, you look around, what do you see?
I see a logo for Australia's Commonwealth Bank.
Which bank?
I set out to find the locations of Ghost Rider. Many of them were quite obvious and easy to find. This is not Texas, people, it's Melbourne. My first stop was the township of Bacchus Marsh, located 55 kilometres from Melbourne. With the pandemic, Melbourne going into lockdown, out of lockdown, and violent riots all over the city, you won't believe what I went through to make this video.
In the first scene of the film, we're introduced to Johnny Blaze, young Johnny Blaze, and his father, who are motorcycle riders or stunt people performing in some sort of carnival. And off to the right side of the screen, you can see these trees here. It's called the Avenue of Honour. They're trees that are dedicated to the men and women that have served in all the wars that Australia's been involved in. And people who basically died so we could live in this wonderful country and be free and have freedoms and we could live in this great country and have all the freedoms that we cherish so much. So just travelling south of Bacchus Marsh now to a little town called Anarchy. This is where the scene with Johnny and Roxanne was, where he's carving something into the tree, and it's also the scene of the last scene of the film as well. Apparently it's a CGI tree, so I probably won't be able to find anything, but I might as well go there since we're so close. Wow. In the film you can see rocks scattered around. There's some rocks there, so I think we're pretty close to where the scene was shot. I'm just on Granite Road and there's lots of granite rocks everywhere. And I noticed in the behind the scenes footage, you've got those granite rocks everywhere. So I think it's shot around here somewhere, but all of this is on private property. Oh, come on. Wait a minute. Is that no shooting video or no shooting with a gun? Probably a gun. Some more rocks there. Look at that. That mountain over there looks like the mountain behind Nicolas Cage at the end of the film. So we're definitely in the vicinity. There seem to be helicopters. Where are they? I can hear them. Unbelievable. I feel like I'm in the movie Capricorn 1 and Hal Holbrook is sitting in a room somewhere waiting to find out if I've been eliminated.
Yes?
We got him. He's looking for a tree Ghost Rider.
He was alone?
It is stated in many websites that the tree scene was shot in Anarchy south of Bacchus Marsh towards Geelong. However, it is also said that Ghost Rider was shot at the You Yangs, which is on the east side of Anarchy. I combed the entire area with no luck whatsoever.
We ain't found shit!
I am certain I have the mountain range, but where the actual tree is remains a mystery. If I ever find it, I'll do a video on it. So, here's the deal. Johnny loves Roxy, but Roxy is leaving the town to live with her mother. Johnny suggests they run away together. Johnny's grumpy father is dying of lung cancer. The devil, who needs a walking stick, drops in and offers to cure the dad's cancer in exchange for Johnny's soul. Johnny doesn't agree to this, but suffers a paper cut from the contract, and the devil accepts his blood as an agreement. Now, Johnny's soul belongs to the devil. That means he needs to leave Roxy. The next day, the dad is cancer-free, but dies anyway in a motorcycle accident. Pretty straightforward stuff.
You killed him.
I cured his cancer. That was the deal.
This is where Johnny and the devil have some sort of face-off. Johnny's riding his motorcycle down this road. Devil appears and he basically explains to Johnny that he has his soul. And you can see those silos over there. They're actually real, they're not CGI. I think the windmill is CGI over there. But yeah, it was shot right here, south of Bacchus Marsh, Sharkey Road. And it's very windy. Hope you can hear me. Now we fast forward about 15 years, I'm guessing, where Johnny Blaze is a motorcycle stuntman performing dangerous jumps over trucks and helicopters. The arena Johnny performs in is the Telstra Dome, but today it exists under a different name.
Why helicopters, man?
My dad thought it'd be cool.
He was right.
Yeah.
Johnny performing the stunt of riding over the helicopters was here at Marvel Stadium. I think this is the spot you see in the film. I've walked all the way around this huge arena and I think that's it there. That's lots changed. Buildings everywhere all around the stadium. So the freeway scene, which comes right after Johnny jumping over the helicopters, and then he chases Roxanne down the freeway. You see him go under a bridge. That bridge is right there. And this is the freeway. It's the Hume Freeway. And it was still under construction. It wasn't quite finished yet. So you can actually see that in the film. The exit and the entrance isn't there yet. And you can see roadworks people in the other lane.
Sorry!
Don't mind them, they're fine.
We are on the side of the freeway.
Let's get some dinner. You still like Italian? Oh, thank you. 300 feet, turn it in.
Yep. Love your neighborhood, Johnny. Real friendly around here.
Johnny doesn't show up for his date with Roxanne. I'm not sure why. I think I missed something there. I have to rewatch it. But anyway, he walks outside of where he's living, and he walks down a laneway. And this is the laneway that he walks down. And at the end is his motorcycle, and this is where he has the confrontation with the devil.
Stay away from me.
little late for that. Nice bike. Yeah.
And the area where Johnny is talking to the devil, that is now a cafe. So they've put shops there, as they do in Melbourne.
The devil offers to return Johnny's soul if he defeats the devil's son Blackheart, who has come to Earth to seek aid from 3 fallen angels bonded with the elements of air, earth and water to find the lost contract of San Venganza. A contract that would allow the devil to bring hell on Earth, which a Ghost Rider stole and hid somewhere many years ago.
Everybody got that?
Johnny has no control over his motorcycle as it tears down Little Collins Street. The scene where Johnny meets up with Blackheart and his associates was filmed at the Newport Railway Workshops. It's a place that builds, maintains and refurbishes old railway trains. I was unable to get into the site due to the pandemic. This footage is from a tour in 2020 which shows us inside the workshops where Johnny Blaze becomes Ghost Rider.
We are now under the bridge, which was originally a train bridge. And the Ghost Rider comes along on the top of that, and you can see the casino in the background. And then it's underneath that bridge, which is here. And Ghost Rider finds a man who's assaulting a woman, and he gives this guy the penance stare, where he stares into his eyes. And all the harm that he has put onto other people comes back on him. And so he screams his head off and then dies. That all happened here. After his rampage throughout the town as the Ghost Rider, Johnny wakes up in a chapel, which is located in a cemetery. And that cemetery is the cemetery behind me, the dead centre of town. Yes, the Melbourne General Cemetery. So let's go in there and have a look for the locations. There are many locations in this movie that are set in this cemetery between Johnny and Carter Slade, who is the caretaker. Or is he something else? We'll have to see. Yeah, you knew this bit was coming. Let's go.
Do you want me to follow you?
Yes. That's one of the caretakers here. He looked a bit like that Sam... What's his name?
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott.
From Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
He's in Roadhouse.
He's the caretaker in...
And he was
Ghost Rider.
Bradley Cooper's brother in The Star Is Born. You gotta talk like this.
A little bit of trivia.
Talk like this.
Yeah, he does. This looks like the church that Nicolas Cage comes out of, but in the film there are 3 windows. There's only 2. Let's just go around the church and might be another entrance. There's 3 windows here, but it's the wrong way around. What's going on? Just going to go for a wander and see if there's another building like this. This is exact same style as the chapel in the film, but there are 2 windows, not 3. Would they CGI an extra window? Why would they do that? Just walking around the cemetery and notice Elvis Presley's here. And interesting bit of trivia, Nicolas Cage married Lisa Marie Presley because he liked Elvis. That's what I've heard. Must be true. Somebody's put some milk chocolate there. That's what Elvis liked anyway.
Thank you very much.
This is a big cemetery, I don't know. It's hard to know where they shot. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the chapel, but we're still looking for another chapel. And those buildings there are visible in the movie. So, okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. This is the really, really old section. Some of these you can't even read them. Died 1871. Okay, I know what's going on here. Some of the headstones are digital or they're fake, and some are actually here. And that tree, so Nicolas Cage walks towards Carter Slade here.
You all right? Yeah, I'm good. I feel like my skull's on fire, but I'm good. Thanks for the water.
You can see that tree behind him. Yeah, that one's in the film, that one is in the film. It's obscured by a headstone that's not actually here. So they've added headstones, or tombstones, what do you call them? And so Carter Slade is standing somewhere here. Just over Carter's shoulder, you can see these two tombstones. This short one with the circle, looks like a donut and a cross. And behind that is that long, tall one. So they're in the film.
To answer your other questions, last night did happen. It wasn't a dream.
Will I figure out why the chapel only has 2 windows instead of 3 as seen in the film? What could be the reason for this? Why does the chapel in the film look like it's in a completely different spot to the chapel here? Why is there a fence around the chapel when there isn't one now? All this will be answered, but first let's go to the next location.
The scene where Nicolas Cage is on his motorcycle when he's coming down a street to observe the damage that he's done was this street, Little Lonsdale Street. And they've changed most of the shops, changed the fronts of them, and the only thing that you can recognise in this scene that I can see is that window and dent there, which you can see just next to Nicolas Cage as he stops and says, "Oh my God."
Oh my God.
Nobody quite does that, "Oh my God," quite like Nicolas Cage. Let's have it again.
Oh my God.
The police are caught up with Johnny and they take him to their headquarters where he will go in as Johnny and out as the Ghost Rider. Johnny pleads his innocence like this.
I didn't kill anybody. I didn't kill anybody.
Bullshit!
But I didn't kill anybody.
Jesus.
But I didn't kill anybody.
Damn it!
Johnny gets arrested and he's taken to the police station, which is actually University of Melbourne, the building behind me. You see the building when Johnny is put in jail and he turns into a Ghost Rider. There's people building something back there. Anyway, I'll get to that. And he comes out of the building to get on his motorcycle and there's a police officer who tries to stop him. That's played by Marty Fields, who I used to see at the casino. Lovely guy. The building that you see opposite the police station is gone. It's been demolished and they're putting something else there, as you can hear.
Where's the contract of San Venganza?
I don't know what you are talking about.
Don't lie to me! You've been protecting it all these years. Sworn to secrecy.
Sworn to keep it from the likes of you.
Okay, Nicolas Cage is riding his motorcycle from there and gets to here, and they put a fence all along here and they built a chapel. They're not actually at that chapel over there, but they've built a chapel and they've kind of modelled it on that chapel over there. I finally figured it out. A bit slow, but...
You don't watch TV? What's the matter with you?
This area here, which just has a few trees, this is where they built a fake chapel.
Is this thing ever gonna end?
It'll end if you can catch them.
What's really going on?
Behind me are the gravestones you can see in the film when Johnny turns to Carter, who asks him, "Why did you make the deal?" And Johnny says, "I was just a kid." And it's brought him nothing but heartbreak. The shot of Nicolas Cage standing with the gravestones is right here. Everything that was shot in this cemetery for the film is just in a very close area. It's all, the scene of Johnny and Carter is just down there.
Carter Slade.
This headstone is in the film. I think they put a Carter Slade headstone in front of this one, and behind them you can see the cross headstone there, and to the left of it is that headstone, which you can see in the film. You're in a movie. You're in a movie.
Johnny finds out that the caretaker's name is Carter Slade, a ghostwriter who took and hid the contract. Johnny gives Blackheart the contract in exchange for Roxanne. He transforms into Ghost Rider to subdue Blackheart. Lots of stuff happens and Blackheart is finally defeated from the penance stare that Johnny gives him as Ghost Rider because he's in a dark area. The devil shows up informing Johnny he will lift the curse. Determined not to let anyone else make another deal, Johnny declines, declaring that he will use his power against the demon and against all harm that comes to the innocent.
Whenever innocent blood is spilt, it'll be my father's blood. And you'll find me there.
This bit stood out to me. Peter Fonda is the son of actor Henry Fonda, who said this at the end of the 1940 film The Grapes of Wrath.
Wherever there's a cop beating up a guy, I'll be there.
And you'll find me there.
I'll be there.
I'm just wondering if that's some Hollywood in-joke or I just know too much about movies.
Well, that's it. Those are the locations of Ghost Rider. You made it to the end. Give yourself a pat on the back. Well, there's nothing much else to say other than wherever there's a movie location, I'll be there. Or you'll find me there. You'll find me there because I'll be there. That's the general gist of it. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Well, thank you for watching this video. Appreciate it. Leave a comment if you want. Like, subscribe, all that, but I gotta go.